Afternoon, everyone. I'm Ravi Kumar Jampudi from ESI Group. I'm a technical man director here. I'm carrying over 24 years of experience in doing a lot of simulations in the CAE sector. Mostly, I'm dominantly working in automotive sector. Basically, I'm a CFD engineer and I take care of any engineering projects and other things in ESI. So today's topic, we all know that COVID, as how it has affected us, all of us, all over the world. So because of that, like the public transport has been minimized, and we all know that people are avoiding public transport, and people are using private transport these days. So that is going to, that people lost, the trust in the public transport because of the, obvious reasons. So in the Europe, we are doing a project with the funded project from the government via University of Kassel, on the risk assessment in the public transport. So I'm going to present the details in this talk. Before going into the details of the project, we would like to show you, who we are, ESI Group, for those who are not aware of it. We are a CAE company. We are present in 20 countries, and we are into this business in more than 47 years, and we are over 1,200 people. And also, out of the most of the offices, there are 19 R&D centers, because we do believe in innovating with the latest technologies. So the story started with 1973, where we started writing the crash code, and in 1985, we are the first company to model a crash simulation in a computer using Volkswagen Ford Polo, and because that is a groundbreaking event in the computer technology, so that's why it is being showcased in Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley. You can find it. So in 1991, we started commercializing software, and 1992, we became a global company by opening offices in other locations. And from there onwards, we became, public limited company, and also started acquiring various technologies and, merging them into ESI's mainstream. So we had a change in CEO with 2019 and with the new management team. So coming back to the project at ESI, being a virtual prototyping company, so where we believe that everything can be first can be virtually modeled, and so that it gives us a leverage of time and money. So the same has been applied in this example, where we'll be looking at the public transport, where the COVID, how we can avoid the risk in a public transport kind of bus. So just a few things on the motivation why the government has funded this project and why they are doing this project is that we all know that we are being avoiding the crowded places, and also we have to keep the distances, social distance. But being a public transport, the limited space in the bus, and also the keeping the distance is challenging for obvious reasons. So how we can mitigate that, what kind of things or recommendations are possible, so that we can win the trust of the people, so that they can come back and use the public transport, so that the climate goals can be still maintained. So that was the motivation for the project. And how what are the challenges in doing such one project is that there could be many scenarios in a bus. How many people are there, how many people are wearing a mask, and how many people are infected, and where actually they are sitting, and for how long they are in the bus. These are all the factors which actually affect the simulation, and gives us a lot of permutations and combinations. So to do that, physically it's not possible, because we don't want people to get exposed to that kind of environment. So it is virtually we have to do that. So this is what the attempt of in this project has been attempted to do, to cover the maximum scenarios possible, so that we can recommend some guidelines for the transport companies, so that how can they operate the bus which is existing right now with them, and then also some concepts some more concepts to consider while designing the vehicles itself in future. So we'll see what kind of possibilities are there. So when it comes to a bus, you can see that the typical European bus, where because of the cold country, you have heaters as well as the ventilation HVAC units. And then the driver is sitting here, and then the passengers are sitting here. So what kind of scenarios are considered for the DOE? Because we want to do different scenarios. So climate could be hot, cold, or neutral, and the air conditioning can be operating at a partial load from 10% to 100%. And the infected passenger can be sitting, he can be talking, or he can be simply breathing, or he can be talking loudly, or calling it shout. So where he is sitting. So we consider the sitting can be done in a three possibility. One is the driver himself is the infected one, because he sits the longest in the bus, and the passenger sits anywhere in the middle, and one situation where he sits in the corner, so with the least possible. So then comes to the occupancy. What kind of occupancy you want to consider for the DOE is that you take a low occupancy, like very sparsely seating, and then there could be a moderate occupancy where up to 45% of the people, and some people are standing, and then highly occupied, like 80%, where most of the seats are occupied, and some people are standing in the random direction. So what are the challenges when you want to do a full 3D simulation of a bus involving more than 50 people on board? Is that you want to model the breathing of every person. That becomes a challenge, because the people are standing or sitting or randomly. You cannot model all of them in the real-time simulation. So, and then we all know that the breathing exercise is a transient phenomena. So what we did is that we modeled the person separately, and there is a speaker around it, and then we did the simulation separately, and then the steady state results, which are actually averaged of the transient results, they have been interpolated into the main domain where people are sitting, standing, or any direction. If the person is standing in the direction or in the direction, the sphere can rotate, and you can interpolate the results. And also at the same time, people are what kind of mask is they are using, whether it is a surgical mask or it is a N95 mask. Of course, depending on the permeability also, that whether it is how much air is going through the mask is also being modeled. So what kind of outline what we are doing is that the idea is to build a DOE matrix of all the parameters that I told you, like cold, hot, and the person sitting, talking, or this thing, and then the ventilation from 10% to the 100%. So this is the project, from the University of Kassel. And by doing once the DOE is done, so what the idea is, once the DOE matrix is run, so then using the CFD solver, here the solver we used is OpenFOAM. So OpenFOAM is being produced and released by ESI group. People might be knowing it, open source code. So once all the CFD matrix, the matrix is run, then we do a reduced order modeling on top of it and get a reduced order model, which will have, the parameters can be variable. You can vary the parameters on the go, and you can see the results, from live in live. So that once the reduced order model is available, you can check the models on on the go. You don't have to do the simulations again. So because the project is still ongoing, I have some preliminary results now where I took two cases. One is 50% ventilation, and the other person is like in 100% ventilation, and the people are breathing, and and if what happens if the infected person is speaking. So if he is speaking, then you can see that the person that is sitting here, he is speaking, then he can infect a lot of people here. Okay, and then instead of he just breathing, he can affect only few people, and then also because the ventilation is less here, you can see the temperatures are on the higher side. And also the most important factor is that in how much time the whole air in the bus gets refreshed, is that you can see here that in 120 seconds, the 2 seconds, in 2 minutes, the whole bus gets a fresh air completely. The old air is getting flushed out, and then you get a pressure. But when you are at 50%, it does take longer time. So that means that, it takes more time to get the air flush. So it is always advised that, you run for, you run this thing at full ventilation mode. Coming to the technology, what we are using right now, as I told you, for the CFD, we are using OpenFOAM for carrying out all the CFD simulations, but that I showed you here. And then we are using what is a virtual reality, which is ICIDO, to visualize the results. And then we are using the MOR technique to get the reduced order model from all the variable possible scenarios. So the similar things can be done in kind of aircraft cabins as also, and also kind of a factory workshop floor where one person is, if he is infected and doesn't have a mask on with him, so how the co-worker can get infected. So the same thing can be done. So this is the idea of the project, where we use the CFD methodology to model all the scenarios, and also to reduce the model using model order reduction techniques, so that the different scenarios can be visualized in a real time. So once the MOR model is available, so you can vary the parameters, and you can see with the effect of parameters without doing the simulations, because the data is already in the reduced model. And then using virtual reality ICIDO, you can visualize the things, people can understand very easily, so what is happening. So that's what is in short. And if you have any questions, you can write to me on this email ID. I will be happy to help. And if you are talking live, then I can take the questions there itself. Thank you.